Oh yeah, fresh off the truck. Got all the plastic still on it. Let's go ahead and take the plastic off and check it out. If you're like me, when you get a chance to check out a 2016 GMC Acadia Denali, then you jump at the opportunity. So I'm in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, and I am at Hyatt Buick GMC, and I'm checking out a 2016 GMC Acadia Denali. And this thing is loaded, and I'm going to go in depth. We're going to check out everything. You're going to see everything. And so let's go ahead and get started. So one of the first features that it has, here's the keys. And this vehicle just got off the truck, by the way, and I'll show you at the end. I took all the plastic off and stuff like that. So it's not like sparkly clean and all that stuff. Some of the packaging is still on it, but I wanted to show you immediately since it's the 16 model and it just rolled off the truck. So here's the key fob, and there's the keys and stuff. But anyways, let me go ahead and start it up with the remote start. So let me make sure it's locked by pushing the lock button, and then shortly after, push and hold the remote start button. And it starts up the 3.6 liter, 288 horsepower, VVT, direct injection V6 engine. Oh yeah. That's gonna keep you rolling with your family while you're out on the highway going on trips and stuff. 20-inch chrome clad wheels, 4-wheel disc brakes. Awesome vehicle. Privacy glass there in the back. Let's take a look here in the front at the projector HID headlights with the LED accents around the outside, as you can see. Then you've got the projector fog lights down here as well. And check out that grill, the Denali grill. That gets your attention. GMC did a really good job with this vehicle. All right, let's go ahead and start taking a look on the inside. So the vehicle's locked. It does have to be locked for the remote start to work. So let me go ahead and unlock it with the key fob. All right. So there's the inside of the passenger door. And you can see it's got a really cool interior with the cocoa and dune with the wood grain around the outside. Cocoa and dune is the colors of the interior, by the way. Bose premium sound system, which sounds awesome. You've got the contrast stitching there as well on the door. Make a place to put a bottle there on the door. You've got the Denali threshold there, reminding you that you're getting in an awesome vehicle. And let me move this window sticker so we can see these perforated, heated and cooled leather seats here in the front. Comfortable as can be. And speaking of comfort, it has the power adjustments with the power lumbar support, so you can really get that right spot on your back to get you good posture and everything. Got a little place to put stuff there. And look at the kind of like a gold accent there. Let's open up the glove compartment. Pretty good size, but nothing really special. Just a really good, usable glove compartment there. Let's take a look here in the back. Got the captain's chairs for the captains to sit back here, tell you how to drive. And then there's the inside of you can see they got the same high quality styling here in the back. They don't skimp on that. Plus you've got the Denali badge there in the threshold as well. And the seats, they slide forward and back. They also fold down. And for the third row passengers, like kids and stuff, can get in there and climb through the seats. But if you need to actually go through the side here, you can push that lever there, and then you just keep pushing it. This one's new, so it's a little bit stiff. But it'll sandwich up like so, and kind of spoons up there with the front seat, and then that way you can just jump right on in the back. And then you've got that enough room for three kind of medium to small adults, or 3 kids or whatever back here. And then you've got some storage places there, cup holders. You got some speakers there from the premium Bose sound system. You got some vents, lights, panoramic dual panel panoramic sunroof. But I'll show you all that in a second. But I just want to show you the back seat there. All right, let's go ahead and put this back. Also, for the backseat drivers, they have some USB chargers, which is very handy. Plus you got a 12-volt power supply, and you have the ability to adjust your climate control and stuff like that. Plus you can plug in your headphones and listen to the radio and stuff like that too. All right. So looking at the back, it's very striking looking with the, especially with the white. It's like a diamond white, pearl coat white with the GMC symbol there, and then you have the chrome accents. Really nice looking. Then you have the chrome trim around the exhaust tips, and it has dual exhaust, by the way. Plus you have the parking sensors back here. So to open up this hatch here, let me just show you the backup camera lenses back here as well. So to open up the back, all you have to do is use the key, and you can push and hold this button here, and it lifts it up for you. So this is handy. You can remote start the vehicle, you can unlock the doors, you can open up the tailgate and all that stuff while you're walking to the vehicle. Let's say you leave the mall and you're headed to the car, you've got some bags in your hands and you're ready to get in the vehicle, you got some people with you. You can go ahead and do all this stuff as you're walking to the vehicle. That way the air conditioning or the heat's already turning on and the doors are unlocked. Everybody can pile in while you're putting your stuff in the back. It's really, really convenient, handy features. So here's the back, and there's a cargo space. You've got more cargo space under here. And pay attention to that little sticker there. It's telling you about your spare tire, which I'll show you that in a second. But if you need more cargo space, it's really simple to fold down seats. You can fold that seat down, you can fold down the second row seats, so that way you really have the ability to have this massive cargo area once you start folding seats down. And plus here in the back, you have some radio controls. So let's say you're hanging out in the back of the vehicle with the lift gate up, and you can turn the volume up and down. You can change the source, stuff like that. Seeks through the stations or the CD tracks, all that good stuff. All right, so also you have a 12-volt power supply here, and I want to show you the spare tire before I forget. It's down here, and it's lower down with that bolt. Okay, so to lower the lift gate, all you have to do, you can use the key, but you can also push this button and it lowers right down. All right, so let's take a look at the fuel door, which is on the driver's side, which is very convenient. And the fuel cap has this little plastic tether here. I don't know if you can see it right there. And this little tether gives you the ability to not only lose your fuel cap, but also you can hang it on this little place right here. So let me just show you, since the engine just turned off. The remote start doesn't last forever. So right there, so you can take the cap off, hang it there, it's out of the way, it doesn't scratch your paint, dangle down, scratch your paint, and you don't lose it. All right, let's take a look on this side just to kind of give you a different point of view. And I like the way they have the cup holders there on the door and the bottle holders there. So here's the key, and it's pretty much a standard key with a key fob. And of course you can use a remote start, but just normally starting it is pretty old-fashioned. It's just that simple. So let's go ahead and take a look at the engine. 3.6 liter, 288 horsepower, 6-speed automatic transmission. This is going to keep you going on the highway with your family. It's all covered up with plastic, but you don't have to worry about the engine as far as looking at it, because you just keeps on rolling. Buicks have really increased their reliability. I mean, they have real high reliability already, but they've just like topped the charts here recently. So you get it maintained at your Buick dealer, and it'll last forever. Almost forever. You know what I'm talking about. 3.6 liter. This one has the VVT system and the direct injection system. So I've got some videos with more details about those things, so you can check those out if you want to. But let's go ahead and get behind the steering wheel and check out all the interior features. So before I put my shade up, I want to show you the heads-up display that the vehicle has, and you can see it has the speed there, and the temperature and what gear you're in, and it's adjustable. So like say a different angle, I can adjust it up and down to give me the best angle. Plus I can get different views. So like say right there, like that, or you can get the RPMs with the speedometer. Isn't that cool? Check out this power adjusting steering column. You can adjust it up and down, and you can get it set just right, and you can preset it just with your seat too. Alright, so here I am on the inside of the Denali, and man, this is nice. Plenty of leg room, knee room, everything. Pretty much wide open in space. So let's go ahead and start over here on the driver's door. Right here at the top, you've got your presets for your seat. So basically you set your seat the way you want it, and you can preset up to 2 presets, and that way 2 people driving the vehicle, you can get in and it'll memorize their seats. Plus it has the exit function here. Not only does it memorize your seat, but also your steering column position. And the exit button will push the button and it moves the steering wheel out of the way and move the seat back so you can get in and out easier. So down here you've got your traditional buttons, door lock buttons, power windows, and then you can lock out your power windows if you want to. Like say if you got kids in the back, you don't want them playing around with the windows, you can lock it out with that button. So your power windows are adjusted here, and you just have to pick a side, left or right, and then you can adjust it with this pad. But check this out. Let's go ahead and push this button so we can fold in the side mirrors. Isn't that cool? Now these are heated side mirrors, plus they have the auto dim feature there on the passenger side. You can see this one's actually auto dimming now because the shade is covering up the light sensor, and then the rearview mirror is auto dimming as well. Plus you have you can see it better on this side, so I'm going to show you on this side. You have the little symbol here. That's your blind spot detector, and it will illuminate if there's somebody in your blind spot. Plus, if you put your turn signal on while that's illuminated, it will really beep at you and stuff to get your attention. So that's a really good safety feature. Plus, this has the cross path detection system. So if you're in a parking space, a perpendicular parking space, and you're backing out, it will use that same system to alert you too if there's a car coming from either side, which is pretty cool. Okay, so enough of the side mirrors. I mean, every little detail about this car has all these awesome features. So anyways, let's go ahead and look here. This is your headlight controls, and you can turn it off. You can have it automatic, parking lights, and then headlights there. You could turn your dome light on and off depending on if you want the doors to activate the interior lights or not. Plus you have ambient light, which looks amazing at nighttime. Let me just show you here. Yeah, there we go. You can actually see it right now. All the buttons in here are all backlit, so at nighttime this thing just shines and looks really awesome. So the ambient light really accents that. Okay, so let's take a look at the steering wheel. And the steering wheel is a leather wrapped Cocoa, and Dune is called Cocoa color, like a chocolate brown. It has the hand stitched on the inside. Then you have this wood grain at the top that's really comfortable and grippy too. Heated steering wheel, by the way. So the controls for the heated steering wheel are on the left side here, and you can turn those on and an off there, and then your cruise control buttons are around the outside. You can just make sure it's turned on, and then you can set your speed, and then you can change your speed here, and then you can resume with that button, and then of course you can turn it off with that button. You got your Denali badge there in the center, and look at the, I guess it looks kind of gold color to me in a way. It's just a slight hint of gold, hue of gold accent there. Okay, so we've got some more buttons on this side. Now this one is a little bit more of like a tier system. The very back is your volume buttons. This is all regarding your radio for the most part. Your volume buttons, your source, like AM, FM, satellite radio, and then changing through your presets or your stations there, or if it's a CD, you can change through your the tracks on the CD with those buttons. And then this button is for your phone. Once you pair your Bluetooth phone with the system, you can answer and make calls with that button. It's also part of your voice recognition system, and you can hang up with that button. That's pretty cool. Okay, so let's take a look at the gauges. You've got the red, awesome red accents there with the black background, looking really awesome. There on the far left you have your engine coolant temperature, your RPMs there, that big dial. Very center is your fuel gauge, which is kind of low, but you see it has this little fuel pump with a little arrow pointing to the left, showing you which side your fuel door is on, which is pretty cool. Speedometer there, and then your voltage there to the far right. But right here in the center, we've got this little information screen. Right now it's just showing us that it's in park. Okay, but I can push these buttons over here, and I'm going to just kind of cycle through so you can see the different information that it gives you. And this is kind of like your settings here. Going to kind of cycle through. Now let me go to the information, and some of them you can turn on and off. Your tires, gives you your tire pressure and everything. Then it goes back to a blank screen. So that way you can have the information there if you need to. Now, one of the things I want to mention, like say your tire pressure or time to change oil, those kind of things, you don't actually have to go through and keep an eye on them all the time. If anything's out of range, it'll just pop up and tell you. And your heads-up display, there's the controls for that. That's what I was showing you before. Windshield wipers and washers are there. Alright, so let's take a look up here. This is a little storage compartment, and a lot of people say that they put tissues and pen and pencil, that kind of a pencil and paper, that kind of stuff up there. Because I asked, you know, because I didn't really know what people use that for, because it is in a place where it's going to get very hot. So I was kind of curious as to what you can actually put up there without, you know, being affected by the heat, and that's what people told me. Okay, so now let's check out the center stack. So here it is, and you've got this place for a CD player, auxiliary input, and what's cool about these buttons, they're not actually buttons, it's like a soft touch. So right now I'm just gonna lay my finger there, and you can see it goes to the home screen, and it's just like a touch screen in a way, but it's, you know, off to the side. You have your traditional knobs, volume and tune through the stations there. That's been around forever, so they keep with that tradition, I guess. So the home screen gives you a bunch of icons, sort of like you'd see on a computer, and really easy to see, and the colors pop out at you, so you can really, you know, differentiate them while you're driving on the road. So now playing goes to your radio screen. So right now it's showing us that we're in the satellite radio, and we can change that to AM, FM satellite radio if we want to. So let me go back out. Navigation. Of course, there's lots of other ways of playing music through the sound system, like USB and auxiliary and Bluetooth and stuff like that, which I'll show you in a minute. But here's your navigation screen. Right now we're pretty much zoomed out, and you can actually see the ocean here in Myrtle Beach. You can see Hyatt Buick GMC is like right here on the main drag, and they got a really good location. So if you're in Myrtle Beach on vacation or anything, stop by and say hi to them. Okay, so let's go back out of that. destination. This is where you actually put in an address, or if you can have like a whole address book saved in there. Points of interest, you can schedule a trip and all that cool stuff. Let's go out of there. Once you pair your phone, this will actually show some information. Right now it's nothing there because there's no phone paired, but you'll have access to recent calls, your phone book, all kinds of cool stuff. Plus it'll show you your battery life on your phone and your signal strength. Alright, so actually you can go in and see traffic and weather and all that good stuff too in here. And then there's settings. You can change the audio sound and all that stuff, since it's a premium Bose sound system. Plus you can view pictures, you can actually respond to text messages, you got Bluetooth audio, you can play music through Pandora, which is a internet radio that you can install an app on your phone and play music through. Plus Stitcher, USB input, CD player, lots of different ways of playing music through the sound system. Plus you have the auxiliary input, which is right there. Okay, so that gives you kind of an overview. There's lots more features in this radio, but I'm just going to give you the main features that you can see on the screen there. Alright, so down here some interesting buttons. This has a very advanced systems. The lane departure warning system, which is this button, you can turn it on and off. But if you're not familiar with that, it keeps an eye on the road, and if you start to steer out of your lane without your turn signal on, it's going to alert you. So and that way, you know, kind of gets your attention. Say, hey, do you really want to be it doesn't really say that, but you know, just kind of beeps and stuff to kind of get your attention, to make sure that you're paying attention to the road. And then this button is like a accident warning type system. If it senses the road, and if there's senses something in front of you that you look like you're going to hit, it will alert you, you know, get your attention. Let's say you're not paying attention to the road, and all of a sudden there's something in front of you you're going to hit. It beeps at you and gets your attention, so you can, you know, look back on the road. And this has the ability to change it from how sensitive it is. Let me show you. I'm going to push that button, just pay attention to the screen. So it says collision alert set to far, medium, near, or off. So it's going to alert you at a far distance, or a medium distance, or a close distance, and basically that's what it does. And if you're in, you know, real tight traffic or whatever, it might be good to have it set at a near distance. But just normal highway cruising, you want to set it to a far distance, and that way you got more reaction time. Okay, so here is your climate control buttons. You have your actual temperature there, and a really nice soft digital readout with the blue and the red there. Really nice looking, high-end looking. So you can set your temperature for the driver and passenger, plus you can set the temperature for the rear climate control, the volume, the fan speed, and the temperature there. You turn that on and off. You can sync everything to where this will control everybody's temperature. This right here. And all you have to do to unsync it, you can push the sync button again, or you can actually start turning this knob and it'll unsync it. Alright. Okay, so down here, I'm going to actually turn this on. This is the cooled seat. It has heated and cooled seats, and then you have the ability to have different intensities there. The rear windshield wipers are there. Traction control, you can turn that off here. This is your trailer tow feature. You just want to push that if you're towing a trailer, so you let the vehicle know that it does have some extra weight it needs to deal with. You can turn the automatic tailgate liftgate off if you want to. And then there's the passenger side heated and cooled seat controls. USB inputs there for playing music through the sound system, or just simply charging a device. 12-volt power supplies there, and then you've got a little storage pocket. Cup holders, and look at that wood grain. I mean, that is just, hopefully the camera is going to do it justice. It just looks really amazing. Okay, so let's take a look at the shifter. And the shifter has the wood grain. It's got the chocolate with the white contrast stitching there. But let's go ahead and put it in reverse so we can take a look. You heard that beep. That's letting you know that the parking sensors are active now. But check it out. I've got the backup camera pops up here, and I've got these guidelines here, and the colors are really good, and it's a wide angle view, so it's a little bit distorted. That's the purpose of the guidelines there. But I'm going to go ahead and turn the steering wheel, and you can see that the guidelines will start moving in the direction that you're actually going to go. So that way it removes that disorientation that you might have with the wide angle view, and also it kind of clues you in on which way you're going and how wide the vehicle is. Red zone, you want to stay out of that. It's got the green, yellow, and red. Because of the distortion, this is not that far, so you want to pay attention to that. Okay, so shifting down in neutral, there's drive, and the normal drive position will, cycle through all the 6 gear ratios for you. You don't have to think. Putting it down in low will give you the ability to change through the gear. So right now it says first gear. So pushing these plus and minus buttons on the side of the shifter, I'm going to just kind of cycle through so you can see that you can shift yourself. Now I don't know if it's actually going to let you start off in 6th gear, but you do have the ability to change through the gear ratios manually if you want to. Especially handy if you need to downshift while going down a steep hill. Alright, so let me know that the fuel is low. So like I said, it alerts you if things need to be brought to your attention. You don't actually have to go through and look at the settings all the time. Okay, so you've got this center armrest here. This lifts up, and then you've got a little storage space in there that has the carpet in the bottom. This whole thing will slide backwards, and you have this little slider thing here, and you have this pretty cool storage bin for a place to put change or whatever. But this comes out so you can easily clean it or dump it, and you've got this massive abyss deep well of a storage pocket that's going to get cluttered up, and you're going to lose stuff because it's just going to get a bunch of junk in there. But that's kind of what it's for. Then you got a power supply in there as well, 12 volt. Alright, so let's take a look here at the rearview mirror. It has this bunch of buttons on it, and this button is to turn the auto dim feature on and off. This is for your voice recognition. OnStar, you push that and it'll actually call, and you can talk to an operator, and you can get all kinds of information from them. Then you got this SOS. This is really strictly for emergencies. Like literally, it's gonna put you through to like 911 or whatever through the OnStar system. All right, so up here is your HomeLink garage door openers. You got some tap lights so you can have a quick reading light. And this button is for your part of your panoramic sunroof. So your back sunroof is fixed. So it's just a piece of glass there, so that way the backseat drivers won't feel claustrophobic, and also give them a view of the sky. But this one actually, besides the shade, you can actually open it up. So I'm going to go ahead and vent it. So it has the ability to vent up like that. Or you can open it up all the way and really get some airflow and sun and all that stuff. Alright, let's close it up. And if you just don't want the sun in on you, you can put the shade over like that. Let's take a look at the visor. It has the mirror with some lights there on the side, vanity lights. Same thing on the other side. And you have this little microphone for your Bluetooth system right up here. Alright, so let's take a look at the visibility out the back. So what do you think? 2016 GMC Acadia Denali. Loaded with just about everything you can imagine. Now, if you're having any experience with a Denali, an Acadia, anything like that, 2016, 2015, anything like that, please leave it in the comments. I'd really appreciate it. And if you're thinking about buying one of these, leave it in the comments as well. Maybe, what you're considering, what package, what other vehicles you're considering. That would really help out as well. And, sharing your experience and all that stuff really helps out other people to consolidate this information, so they can, as they're watching this video, they can get more information in the comment section. So anyways, if you have any questions, comments, clarifications, anything like that, leave it in the comment section. If you have any information to provide, please leave the source of that information. It really helps out with everybody, you know, understanding each other and being clear. So anyways, thank you for watching, and thank you to Hyatt Buick GMC in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina for allowing me to show off an awesome car, and I'll see you next time.